welcoming yourself to this moment. Eyes open, eyes closed. Whatever works for you. Allowing yourself to be welcomed here exactly as you are. And let's just take in a deep breath. Exhaling long. And checking in with the body, noticing if there's any tension or tightness. Seeing what the moment is bringing to you. And if you feel the need to adjust your pose in this moment, then go in doing that. Go ahead and do that. Just going with the flow of what is needed at the moment. Now seeing if there is any tension or tightness that might want to let go, and seeing if you can soften the body, allowing for a sense of relaxation, maybe taking in a deep breath and on a long exhale, just dropping the shoulders, releasing the jaw, allowing the tongue to just come to the bottom of the mouth. There's nothing that needs to be done right now. And if you're noticing maybe tightness or tension or a lot of thinking, holding your thumb can be helpful. So just grabbing either the right or the left thumb with your hand or with the opposite hand can be helpful in settling into the moment. And coming into the practice with the knowledge that whatever is here is welcome and that there's nothing to achieve right now. There's nowhere to go. But just being here right in this moment. And we come back to the moment again and again by becoming aware of the body, becoming aware of the breath. So every time you breathe in, just noticing you're breathing in. Every time you breathe out, noticing that you're breathing out. Feeling the breath traveling in the body. Maybe the coolness as it comes in, the warmth as it leaves the body. And checking in with your intention for being here. Is your intention to just be here with yourself, be here in this moment, or is there an agenda to this time? And seeing if you can let go of the agenda and just be here. Embracing the moment, being fully here. And acknowledging this body that's brought you here already. Now just seeing if you can soften the tender muscles around the face. Noticing the muscle around the eyes and the mouth, the cheeks. Noticing the jaw. And just allowing for the moment to bring this softness, not letting go of anything that you might be holding on to. And this letting go is more like letting be. And as you sit here or lie down here or even stand here, seeing if you can bring your attention to the body and noticing the back of the body and noticing any sensations that might be kind of calling your attention right now. It could be tingling or numbness or warmth or coolness without looking for anything in particular, but just noticing the sensations in the body right now. And now moving your attention to the front of the body, noticing the legs and the feet, the arms, the belly. Is there tension around here? Is there tightness? The shoulders and the neck. And this attention is tender, is caring, is kind. It is not militant. It is not mandatory. But it's a kind attention that just rests here with curiosity, wanting to know more. What's here in the body? Without making anything happen, without expectations. So with deep acceptance, we acknowledge what's here. And if there's a lot in the mind, if you notice yourself going down the narrative, going down the story, just acknowledging that as a natural process of the mind and bringing your attention right back to this moment, to this body. And if there are sensations that might be too overwhelming right now, it might be too much for this moment, you can always shift to the breath and just noticing the body breathing, feeling the sensation of the breath, following the in breath from beginning to end and the out breath. Or you can even pay attention to sound, any sounds that might be around. Whatever it is that you're choosing as your anchor, you can always come back to that again and again. In this way, we're bringing our attention to the present moment. And on your next exhale, just turning your attention towards the thinking mind and noticing the direction of the thoughts. And by that I mean noticing the intention. Is there an intention here driving the thinking mind? What is the intention? And this can look as a sense of direction. And without judgment, just noticing what is the intention in this moment. Where is the mind taking you? What does it want? And instead of going into the narrative of the answers, taking note of what it is, taking note of what it wants, and where it goes. Where is it aiming at? And by aiming, I mean, what is the direction that is leaning towards? So just noticing that. What is the quality of your thoughts right now? Are they helpful? Are they unhelpful? Are they kind? Without judgment, just noticing. There's no right or wrong, just becoming aware. And then bringing that sense of kind attention, loving awareness. And so as you sit here in this moment, just noticing what is the mind aiming at? What is the direction that is taken? And how does the body feel? What are the sensations in the body? And as you notice these things, is there an opportunity here to just pause? And you can pause by bringing your attention again to the sensations in the body, allowing yourself to settle here in this moment. Allowing the body to relax, relaxing into the moment. And then opening up to possibility, to what might be possible in this moment. What are some other ways that are not my habitual ways? So these are some of the guidelines for Insight Dialogue, program created by Gregory Kramer. Pause, relax, open. And then attuning to emergence. We do that by noticing what's in the body. What are the sensations in the body at this moment? Even as I listen, even as I sit here, what am I noticing? And then deep listening, kind listening. Noticing when judgment rises, noticing the comparing mind. Just becoming aware of these things, acknowledging them as a natural process of the mind. And then today, speaking the truth. Our last theme in this series. And so when we speak quickly, sometimes we get caught in this habitual way of talking. So Gregory Kramer says, when we speak quickly and for long stretches, we're more likely to speak from habit. Calling on the pause to interrupt such a flow, speech transforms, becoming abundant with subtlety, meaning, and clarity. Without the pause, truth is rarely spoken. And so today the invitation is to pause before speaking, while speaking, after speaking, checking in, pausing to see what is truth with me right now. Am I clouded by my own perception of the moment, by my own experience, or am I really listening? Furthermore, he says, our hungers get on the way of speaking the truth, and they drive us to speaking for entertainment, or to get what we want, or to protect ourselves. So it'll be interesting to keep this in mind when we're speaking, right? Am I just speaking for entertainment? just idle speech, right? Is the mind aiming at getting something? What is the intention once again? What is my intention for what I'm saying? What am I trying to get? Is it to protect myself? Is it to prove a point? Is it to be right? So if we don't give ourselves the opportunity to pause, then we're going to reinforce these habits of just speaking blindly. And then again, allowing this speech to go through the 3 gates of a speech that Rumi often talks about. So what I'm saying true? Is it absolutely necessary? And is it kind? Is it adding to the suffering in the world? Or is it helping the suffering? And so we can sit in the cushion all we want. We can sit in the cushion for hours at a time. We can meditate for hours at a time. But if we're not able to practice this with one another, it's really just one more thing that we do. It's not contributing too much in our lives or in the lives of others. So in mindful speech, there's always the underlying kindness to the truth. Even when we express the most difficult things, we express them with kindness. Because as we learn about each other, as we understand more about ourselves, we understand others and where they're coming from. And we get to see their own protection. And that comes through in their speech a lot of the times. Right? So we keep an open heart. We tune into the body to check in, remembering tension requires attention. This is something that Dr. Gabor Mate, addiction specialist, talks so much about. Tension requires attention. Whenever you're in the middle of a conversation and you notice the body tensing up, allow that to guide your speech. Seeing if you can relax into it, relaxing into the moment. And when there's tension, we contract, we close up, seeing if we can invite that openness. This way we're able to notice when there's the need for the mind to fix, the need to prove something. Is it self-serving? Is what I'm saying self-serving? Or is it for the well-being of others? This is something really important to keep in mind again, and this all goes aligned with what is called in Buddhist philosophy, right speech. So mindfulness is just one of those pillars of what is called the 8-path-fold. So there's mindfulness, there's right intention. Noticing when our intention is wholesome. It's our intention to hurt, to cause suffering. So tuning into our intention allows us to see the direction of the mind. What's the mind aiming at? What am I trying to get out of this? And sometimes we can go to very incredible extremes to get what we want. And so when we become aware of our intention for speaking, we can pause and decide if it's helpful, if it's kind. And that doesn't mean that we don't speak our truth. That doesn't mean that we don't speak our mind. But by taking that pause, we can notice whether this is just self-serving, whether this is driven by our need to prove something, or is it really contributing to the well-being of others as well. So one more thing that we can add when we speak in this way is to use I language, which allows us to experience our words from the first person. There's a lot in this when we acknowledge things as a first person, right? It's so much easier to say, well, when you do this and you do that, than to say, when I, right? And we practice that here informally when we share with one another. Owning your experience, right? I own my experience when I speak from the I perspective. It's a much more conscious way of expressing ourselves, right? And it also gives us perspective. It also allows us to tune into how we feel. Other than that, we're very removed from our experience. We're kind of pointing on another how we feel. When you do this, when you say this, very far away from my own experience. I'm so involved with your experience that I'm not even acknowledging what's present for me. So bringing in the I person can be really, really helpful in communicating exactly how we feel. So again, the invitation is to pause while speaking, to notice the body, just like we did in the meditation, to really acknowledge if there's tension, tightness. How do the words land for me as I listen to another? Interpersonal relationships, right? Taking a breath or two and practicing even the acronym of STOP, right? When I notice myself agitated, when I notice that I just want to prove a point, when I notice my urge to fight, because we can fight with words. Words can really hurt. When I notice this, I can take a breath, I can stop, I can take a breath, and I can observe what's happening. How's my body feeling? Is there tension? Is there tightness? Can I relax into it? Can I open? Can I trust emergence? Meaning trusting what's in the moment. Can I listen deeply? Just listening. Noticing my filter, noticing how these words are landing for me. How am I translating this? How am I interpreting what people are saying? So we interpret things based on our own experience. So noticing these things can be really helpful. And then speaking the truth without adding, without making things up, without trying to prove a point. And in this way, we're conscious and we're awake. So maybe just taking one more deep breath here. And notice how these words land for you. And even if you don't understand the entire thing, if this makes absolutely no sense, that's okay. Just acknowledging that's where you are right now, and that's absolutely all right. If all you take out of this small talk is the need to pause, I need to listen, and that's it. That's the most important thing. Kind listening, noticing our own agenda. So then allowing the breath to settle here in the body once again. Pausing before speak, pausing while you're speaking, pausing after speaking. That's the invitation. And then really noticing, is it helpful? What I'm going to say, is it kind? Is it absolutely necessary? Is this adding to the suffering that's already out there? Or is it helping? So I thank you for your practice and your time. I thank you for being here with us today in community, practicing in this way.